Yeah, so
Here with Bob Henry Jr., he's going to show us how he bends tubes. These are actual pieces that will make up the header later on, and he has them all labeled. He's going to walk us through it. Bob, what do we got? Which one is this?
This is a pre-cut piece. It's the primary coming out of the flange, where you'd be your first tube coming out of directly out of the flange into your secondary, where you can have a step header. This is the first tube of a step header. I already have it pre-labeled because I know what I need to fit my jig. This would be cylinder number 2. This would be the flange side, and this is how it happens to be for a tri-wide set that I'm going to make here for the show. So what we got here is we got a little lube, because the mandrel bender actually goes inside the tube. You hold this form, got a little lube, do some internal lubrication here, slide it on here, and that line actually represents your leg length, because that's your tangent of bending there. So right there is how far you want your mandrel to go up.
Okay.
So this is your clamp die and your pressure die. Pressure die holds it, so it holds pressure and doesn't slip as it's moving, but actually lets it move with the mandrel. And the clamping die is what clamps here with the serrated teeth. So that's your actual point that will move. And as the mandrel comes in, the pressure die holds pressure on the tube to keep it centered. But if you have too much pressure, it'll wrinkle the tube. So there's a lot to figure that out.
Okay.
And with an older machine like myself, I had to figure it out all on my own. So here we go, we'll run forward cycle. And there's a perfectly bent tube.
Just like that?
Yep.
How many of these you do a day?
It depends on what we're doing, but you know, we could do quite a few some days, and some days we're doing straight exhaust, but just so happens I have a bunch of these to do. This is actually going to be what's on display at the show. It just hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. And there's some of the tubes that have yet to be bent, and there's some of the ones that have been bent.
Yeah,
so,
like that box there is a couple sets of headers.
The top one?
Yeah, and this is going to be a set of headers, and this right here is a set of headers I'm repairing for somebody. I'm going to put some new tubes in.
So guys, if you wonder why headers cost so much, there's a reason. And stainless steel, I'm sure, is not inexpensive these days, is it, Bob?
No, and our flanges are also all CNC machine. A lot of header companies use laser cut or water jetted, and our flanges cost almost as much as a spec header, so that's why we got to get what they are, but the quality's higher, and all the testing we've done and on-track success. We have some more prototypes out there that aren't released yet that ran really, really good on the dyno and raced really good, so I'm excited for what the future brings here in the next year or two, because I think we're going to really pop off with these headers in the next year or two.
Thanks for showing us this stuff, Bob. We'll be back to do more stuff with Bob this off-season. Make sure to look him up on Facebook. Hit that blue E, guys. Subscribe. We're going to teach you a lot of cool stuff this year in the off-season. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Doug.